tiny microbe only a few microns wide is about to change the world forever. And then I got unchanged. They forgot about it come Metal Gear Solid 1. Okay. I'm using one of those auto splitter deals that's supposed to monitor the emulator's RAM. I'm thinking it's supposed to check RAM and then split at times that I expect it to, so I don't have to do anything myself. I'm just gonna trust it. The preferred speedrun is the PAL PS2 version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, because they overcompensated for the PAL slowdown, and so it runs faster. Now I have a speedrun guide open, see how long I bother to hold onto that. I'm not attempting to actually get a real speedrun time, I just want to see how fast I can go first try. Okay, that works. I have a map of stage 1 open to me. I already messed it up. Oh well. So, you want to get this optimally, because according to the guide, you can manipulate the first boss's behavior if by the time you get there, you get 0 alerts and 2 warnings. That's out. 'Cause I don't know what I'm doing. I expect to get a time of about 2 hours anyway. Most of the winning times are about an hour. Just skip everything here. I was supposed to go under the second truck from the right. The third from the right. I can just remember what the buttons are. I think the behavior changes when the map is invisible. No fair. Not really have it in me to learn the actual speed run. Just doing whatever. If I manipulated it properly, he'd be exactly where I want him. This works. Yeah, auto split that properly. Except now I gotta go all the way around to collect the card now. And I'm down a ration. Turns out you don't actually need the gas mask at all, if you know what you're doing. I also wish I could have got the variable monitor, but I don't know. Couldn't figure out how to get that going. Hello, Spannite. Holiday was pretty uneventful, which is the way I want it. Unbelievably, there's a way to optimize the Green Beret stalking. And I don't know how to do it. World record speedrun for this game is 49 minutes, by the way. I'm probably gonna get twice that time, if I'm lucky. They only measure in-game time for some reason. So, 2 intentional deaths are required to manipulate in-game time. I only care about real time. But that also means I have to care about the pigeon and, what's his name? Night Fright acting correctly. That's not fun. And I'm running the PAL version because it overcompensated for the slowdown, so it runs too fast. Works for me. Whatever it takes to play as little of the video game as possible, because there's nothing speedrunners hate more than playing the video game. You have to just tap right there, this guy will see you. First time players get hit by that every single time. And then they get jump scared by the running even though it doesn't actually mean anything. So after we do this, we have to take an intentional death. And I need to get my menu incorrect. That counts too. I'm not used to using L2 and R2 on this controller for this kind of game. You have to. what they want us to do in order to erase some seconds on the in-game timer is to go here and immediately take a bath. And I gotta open up the map for the sewers. That sucks. I've seen other people monitor around directly to get the actual in-game time, and the clock will, on the live split, will rewind itself. I don't got that though. I don't know how to set it up. And we go upstairs, steal some mines. Where is it? Hit 5. Hit exactly 5. Move aside, son, you're bothering me. No. For some reason this is open with card 1. Look at him go over 4 squares on the map. We're supposed to be impressed by this? If you know what you're doing, you don't need the oxygen mask for this. Split correctly there. Guess you weren't fast enough. Then he just blows up, nothing else to say. We don't need to go into that door on the right, it only contains lore. Already forgotten. It's different here. No fair. And this room resets the alarm for some reason. That guy's of no use to us now. Oh! Yeah, what's the fastest way to destroy this? Old-fashioned way? There's two pilots. Don't mess this up. I missed. I don't care about getting... I don't care about my rank this one. I had to take this call. Is it? What was it? 62? And the speed route here is to cause an alarm. I'm not entirely sure what to do next though. So I have to get this going to go. Go up till you meet the barrels. Stay close to the barrel. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Go up till you meet the barrels. Stay close to the barrels into the right screen. Instantly shoot upon entrance. Shoot the right postcard. I didn't get the suppressor. Oh, that's how. That's easy. I never remember what the correct route is for this part. Materials in here. I have to bop that guy one first. No fair. with the first elevator. Oh, I have to go down. I messed this up completely. I have to go down. I actually have to answer my phone. And I have to bop some guys on the way in. I think I might take a death here, 'cause I don't know what I'm doing. I have to take a call according to the guide in order to set up the next flag. This I'm supposed to go to B2. It's only going to be 1. I have to take an intentional death here because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, oops. I need a B2 for the pigeon. These guards are just doing whatever they feel like. They're not actually responding to the threat at all. I'll power the 6-9. I'm failing to follow the guide to run this game at a somewhat reasonable pace. I'm missing important steps. Because I haven't played this game in a year, even though it's one of my all-time favorites. So I'm hoping a reset to the checkpoint will solve this for me. Where am I? Over here. I have to answer this call. Okay. Pop that guy 1. Oops. I'm gonna go downstairs. Says I only need to get one of those. Wait, how do I collect this? I've forgotten how to detonate this. Oh yeah. Anything important in here? No. And go downstairs. This snake also gets women like the one they cloned? Let's see, take us into the bottom of this thing. I always mess this up. You stay in the water for too long. You go down with the sickness. You have to find the medicine to fix it. I always forget how long is too long. Isn't this snake and every snake a clone of the original from Snake Eater? Crap. Well, Liquid Snake wasn't. Okay. Oh. Need some grenades now. I'm gonna collect some grenades for the next boss. Let's see. Part 2. You can... It's optional whether you want to trigger an alert there or not. Then... Go right back the way you came. I need to play Metal Gear Solid 3 again. It's my first proper Metal Gear Solid. It's been a long time since I last ran it, though. I'll play Metal Gear Solid 1 more than 3. I think that one aged the best. 3 is second best. Yeah, I played HD edition. It was on 360. Okay. Delta version? What's a Delta version? That a ROM hack? Huh. Speaking of ROM hacks, I don't know what the current authority for ROM hacks is now. There's at least 2 or 3 that try to position themselves as a spiritual successor to the old romhacking.net site, but I don't know which one I should trust. And I also can't remember their names. Okay. If you don't have grenades here, this fight's completely unwinnable. So if you saved here, too bad. If I can beat him to the end of his life bar. No. What's next? 12 grenades, okay. Time to do the part nobody likes. I don't need to do this call. Oh, I don't have a B2. Where do I get one? I already messed this up. Is this Metal Gear Solid Delta? What is this? ...2025 action-adventure stealth game developed and published by Konami. When did this get announced? I haven't heard of this. I need to find a B2 fast. Announced a couple years ago? Seriously? And they just know and just because I knew they I thought like the 3D edition wasn't enough for them. can I get a V2? Hold up. They're just making new remakes of stuff every year, and I don't believe any of them are real. Oh, I forgot to get her from the... the thing at the beginning of the spiral. That's why. Because I died and I forgot to collect it the second time. 20 flood doesn't come till later. And they say Konami doesn't make new video game. They do, you just don't want to acknowledge it. Because it goes against your narrative. Which direction does he start moving? I wonder if I'll have it in me to do a big boss rank run one of these days. Really sucks causing an alarm in here. There's nowhere to run. And you keep renewing the alarm over and over, and every single one counts against you. Didn't work. Also, I decided back like a year or two ago, I am gonna go out of my way to not follow any game news at all, because it only kept making me angry. So I'm missing good stuff. Anything I hear by accident. Or by luck. Or whatever the people I follow on Twitch, which aren't many, whatever they decide to stream. That's the only way I learn about game news. I think it's worth the trade-offs. I need to look into this Metal Gear Solid Delta because nobody I follow has been talking about it at all. So what does that say? And the behavior of the pigeon is completely random here. Sometimes it'll land. $2027. Well, my current opinion of Konami begins and ends with Mahjong Fight Girl, how it's turning into a big Yo Mama joke. Next fall? Awesome. I'm gonna look forward to your assistance on that one too. Okay, after we find the pigeon and do the stuff here, we leave and take another intentional death. Whenever the pigeon decides to actually, whenever it decides to allow me to continue the plot. You know, this world record speedrun will be almost over at this point. It should be the only other intentional death I take on this run, by the way. What is happening right now? I need to. There's a note on the pigeon I need to read, and I need to attract it with beef and potatoes. And this is the only item in the game that has it. So I have to have this equipped, wait for it to land, and then I can read the pigeon's note. And that sets a flag that allows me to advance the story. It's one of the hardest things to do, even with insistence, because you just have to be really patient. It's a Kojima game. They make you do these things. And there is even a point where you have to read the manual in order to get a codec number. In the PS2 or was it the PS3 version, you have to open the digital manual for that information. In the PS2 version, you read the actual manual. Eventually, they just tell you what it is on the website. One of those it made sense at the time deals. Go too fast and you lose it. That's why there's so much flavor text in these. All three of the rations have their ingredients listed, and they all get used for different purposes at certain parts in the game. This is where you use B2. Later on, we're going to use B1 for its chocolate and B3 for its cheese. This does do the feature where if you have rations equipped when you run out of life, it instantly uses it. So you actually need to keep certain amounts. Also, the speedrun category is easy difficulty because all it changes is boss health and the damage you take and nothing else. And that makes the game go faster. And we're also running the PAL version on PS2 because they overcompensated for the PAL speed. So it runs 20% faster instead of 20% slower. Also ideal for speedrunning. Go to speedrun.com and most of the speedruns are on PAL PS2 version. Good enough for me. I'd run it on my actual PS2, but it's not a PAL one. And trying to force video modes doesn't usually work out well for me. Come on, you little... No, I have to read that. Then I go to... Is it 53? There's one of these. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's 51. And then this guy talks complete gibberish. It's Polish. And we talk to Madnar. They'll translate. So I need to find somebody who can translate. Now we can continue the game. Also, Campbell says changing frequency. Read the manual to find out what it is. We don't ever need to call Campbell at any point, though. Now we take an intentional death. Keeping in mind the MSX, the joystick only had 2 buttons. But you played this game with a keyboard. So you had to type in the frequency number. I wish you could do that in this version. We go back to the sewers. It took 14 minutes for me to make contact with the pigeon. Because I didn't know what I was doing. was paying attention, I wouldn't be caught by that. Entering this door immediately turns the alarm off. Any room with children will turn the alarms off immediately. Now it's also there's no pattern on what card opens what either. You have to just know. Let's see. And I don't have NVG, so I just feel my way around. Also, and be mindful of the pits that the children are immune to. Jump scare. Jump scare room. One of those guys is just alive, hanging out inside all of his identical clones for some reason. Also turns the alarm off. So here's a segment you might remember from Metal Gear Solid 1. That is not turning the alarm off. We need to find the woman disguised as a soldier. Follow her inside and rendezvous in the women's bathroom. This Metal Gear Solid 1 is just a spiritual successor of this game. It repeats a lot of story beats. But we don't know which soldier it is. And she will fire upon us to keep her cover. Also, now I have a bucket to hide in. Can you imagine this in the 3D games? So they mentioned earlier, there are no women soldiers in this entire compound. Why do they have a women's bathroom then? Look at this. Make contact with Dr. Marv. Look at this. They did not translate any of that. I think that's really cool. But, I put that through Machine Translator. It says what you think it says. Okay. Follow our lead now. Let's see. Contact with those things is instant death. Can't crouch while we have an escort for some reason. He's been trapped in here. And we were not able to use explosives to open it up. But he got kidnapped. Now we gotta get him out. Oh, so we got card 5 at some point. Dr. Madnar goes to pit. And then lore. Gustavo's a famous figure skater who wanted to escape to America and it didn't work out. People in her life got really upset about that and indirectly started some of the subplots in this game. Also, Dr. Madnar took a real long time to piss. Do I need anything from here? Oh! I'm gonna need grenades later. I don't think I need anything from here. E1 ration is helpful. Also, I can't crouch. Don't need any of those. I'm dying. It's fine. And really contrived cutscene, even for Metal Gear. A bridge! We can't go on! For some reason, only one person is allowed to cross at a time. You know what that means? Elderly women and children first. No, it's not. You want to get going? Oh, I'm supposed to get going. Oh! Really dramatic death music here. You're under arrest. Loading trick. Grey Fox is alive. I thought we killed him. Let's see. Okay, I got the ZL key. That's for later. Don't think you need to call that. I did not need to take an intentional death, but I don't think it makes a difference at this point. That was a checkpoint. No, it wasn't. That's weird. Whatever. I'll just get this then. I don't need any more plastic explosive. I just need grenades. Okay, whatever. You're supposed to have the mine detector at this point. I didn't bother getting it. Because, I'm only gonna need one mine later. But you know what, Metal Gear Solid 4, that game needs a remake something bad. Or a remaster. Why did you remake Metal Gear Solid 3? Is it really that much in demand compared to 4? Because I remember, I think it was 2018 or 2019? There was a patchy slot for Metal Gear Solid 3. And people had really strong opinions about it. To which I said, you have any idea how competitive patchy slot is? Of course they're gonna use their assets to stand out. They're wasting it. No, they're not. They're using what they have. Let's see. How do I get out of here? I forget. Do I really need card 7 for this? You like that? Let's see if just a... I'm not gonna need any more B2s. So I'll just save that. Oh, that's right. You can go downstairs here. This is the exit I want. No? And then just take the damage on the way down. I can go here and click these cards. Save a little bit of time. I don't really need to, but I hate going through that many cards. You see this door at the beginning of the game. I haven't been able to open it all this time. More jump scare, guys. What exactly is the tactical position? The tactical... Why exactly do they have guys standing with a bunch of their clones that don't even do anything? They're department store mannequins. Anyway, we need the hang glider. Now we gotta find the tallest place in the building. Entered this door. Immediately turns the alarm off. For some reason. Instantly ready for action. You don't ever have to enter this part of the this part of the base. Oh, it's on. You can get this though. Get the Meta Sun, which I don't need. This is the sauna where this thing will change, but we don't need it to right now. Imagine forgetting your key on the way in and out of the sauna. You're just trapped in there. Why are they putting noisy floors in their sleeping quarters? Dust is a shortcut. I don't think I need to go in there. The Loving Guy looks very slightly different. You have to just know. So, the guide says to go in here earlier than you normally would. The freezer. Upon entering, your rations instantly freeze up and they can't be used. Okay, so collect these. This changes. Okay. I think it takes longer than TSC for the key to change over. Let's go down. You have a long time before the key will change itself back. Wanted to punch a guy. I know how to fight this boss, but there's an optimal method to do it that I don't know. You're under attack. They're called the Four Horsemen. Stuff's still frozen. All of your rations are frozen, so you can't use them at all. So where do I respawn? Probably all the way back there. Yeah. We gotta do this hard way. Remember this fight from Metal Gear Solid 1? It's much easier once one of them dies. Man. All this because I can't heal. Should be able to though. I should have collected more mines on the way in. Because I need to bomb them 3 times. I don't get hit. Also, I forgot I can just save whenever I want. Not now, though. Am I allowed to save inside the elevator? Actually, I don't know if I let a save file, it might cause the auto splitter to terminate my splits. I don't want it to do that because I just gotta do this hard way. Because if you exited a title screen, it'll terminate the run. When did I get 400 bullets? Did it give me a bunch of free stuff just because I died a bunch of times on the same boss? Whatever. Because I did not enter the Konami code or anything. But I'm not gonna say no to that. No fair. If it's gonna give me all that stuff, why not also restore my health? That's what that sound was. I thought I accidentally pressed the button. Not that I needed it, but it's easy mode, who cares? If I don't like it, I can just reload or start over. Oops. That was dumb of me. So next year when I run this, I'm gonna look at my splits and wonder what was I thinking. Splash damage is that big? Because I remember last year I ran this, I had similar issues, just in a different spot. I was also not following a speedrun guide because I was not aware of how advantageous this particular version, the last one I would think to run, is compared to the one I normally do. Because I ran it on my actual PS2. That is pretty satisfying. 36 minutes. Unacceptable. And the timing of that is wrong. Elevator out of order. So, let's see. Gotta do this hard way now. Totally planned that. Didn't plan that. Oh, I got a buddy. Am I going the right way? So I know this is the fight for this. I'm not going the right way. Why am I here? Fall into hell. Try again. Man, set a checkpoint here. I was supposed to go the other way. I had no reason to ever be back here. I always go the wrong direction on these. Out of order. They put the sign up when you're not looking. This elevator's the one I wanted. No fair. What's that? This one. Okay. Also remember this part from Metal Gear Solid 1, just take all the damage. I think it works better in this game than Metal Gear Solid though. Mostly because it has a unique theme and not the regular alert theme. Even though the stakes are a lot lower because of the way this game plays. There's stuff that gets in your way. I'll do they put up arrows on the floor. Which is useful to you, the person playing the game looking from three-quarters view down. But anyone who's looking at these stairs does not need to be told what direction is up. Also, they put those in there. Just traps in the middle of the staircase, 18 floors up. If you aren't paying attention, you work here, too bad. Thanks for the 1-bit. Merry Christmas. So for those who don't know, Minus Point is my sysop. Show him respect. A person who owns the domain, all the stuff I do. Break this line. Do I need what's in here? No. Punch that. Need to break the line. All the elevators are out of service. There has to be no state of alert. So you guys all need to get lost. That's what this room's for. It's not intuitive, and it probably even seems wrong, but you need to take a jump here. But Snake feels fear, so you gotta smoke one to relax himself before he can take the plunge. There we go. It used to be that they tell you that you have to watch the direction of the wind, and you throw gas grenades, and watch the arrow point upward. That doesn't ever seem to work for me. But you're supposed to smoke one, and that'll give him the courage needed to get past this gap. All that just to skip the bridge. And this is the most infamous part of the game. The dumbest part. This is the surest sign that this is the PAL version. This music does not end properly. The scene ends before the music does. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to go on for several seconds longer than that. Let me march over here. Fight a boss. Which is also random. Oh, I don't have the RC missile. Oh well. This is also RNG, wherever he just has to come up. If I had the RC missile, I would catch him in every crevice. Take that. And then card 8. Didn't need any of those things. What am I thinking? This dude's hanging out in the back of the truck. What are they doing? Alright. Not supposed to be here yet at all. I was supposed to keep going inside Jungle Evil's house to collect some crap. Cause you go in there to learn the lore. I always forget, is it the left or the right door I need to go through? I'm gonna say left?
Hello, hello. If you
Hello, Ghost Pilot. I'm just looking at the guide. I'm looking at speedrun guides for a game I'm not seriously speedrunning. I just like this game a whole lot. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I only barely know it. No, you're right. You actually do go to the left. Why they insist on completely random cards? Who knows? One of them contains the owl you need to continue the game, and the other one contains a garter snake that will eat all of your crap. Like it'll go through your inventory and start eating everything inside. Well, just your rations. You actually do need rations to finish the game too for some puzzles. So the egg hatches over time. Not sure what the crit punch here is. Also, running the PAL PS2 version because it runs faster than any other version, including the one on Steam. So I gotta hold out and hold out, wait for the owl to hatch. It's just over time. So, if you know one thing about Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, it's probably this bit. They turn off the laser fences at night. The guards have no way to know if it's night, except if the owl starts making noise, because they only do that at night. They can't just look up. I guess because that mask he's wearing doesn't allow his neck to move that much. Also, a fully adult owl just hatched in about 30 seconds. Give it a second and it'll eventually find its voice. Now we can continue. Owl's hooting, it must be nighttime. This game has a weird relationship with aminals in general. Like, we have to catch a pigeon by having a specific ration that contains foods it likes. And that took me 14 minutes. Because that's all RNG. It's this way. But that is the most unbelievable aspect of this game. B1, which we're going to need shortly. But I died a bunch of times on a single boss, so the game gave me a whole bunch of pity resources. You can see I have way more bullets than I'm supposed to. Which I'm playing on easy mode because as this preferred speedrun category is easy difficulty because all it does is change how much damage you take and how much health bosses have. And nothing else. No one thought that stuff in 1990. That's why people liked it so much. This game was really ahead of its time. And it was on the MSX, which was already completely obsolete by 1990, but they decided to make a video game for it anyway. Your number one fan is warning you about Night Fright. So the gimmick of this is, each of these floors makes different sound, you have to listen for it. And when it changes, that means you've moved to a different location. But if you know anything at all about Metal Gear Solid 1, this game is... Metal Gear Solid 1 is pretty much just a remake of this one. Okay. Also, I'm using an auto splitter, which is reading the contents of PCSX2's RAM to find the correct times to split. It's actually pretty helpful on this acid puddles here. And you're told that chocolate can neutralize acids. You need to have that equipped, and that destroys the acid immediately. If you have anything else equipped, you fall into the acid and just melt instantly, and that's game over. So, let's see. Need card 9. I do not have card 9. There's a weird video game contrivance here, too. So, I do not have I don't have any of the correct cards here. I have to answer this call. You need card 9 from Jungle Evil, who I killed 2 stages ago. He did not have card 9, he had card 8. No, he had card 9 too. Go look harder. That's such a video game thing to do. The guy was misreading the guide or something. Yeah. Hideo Kojima paid attention in 6th grade science class. Hopefully you did too. Cause thing about this is that there's a lot of flavor text here. Literal flavor text, because the ingredients of these rations is important for puzzles. All 3 are required. Yeah, it would be MacGyver. Probably watched a lot of MacGyver. I don't know what it is about this game, but I've decided since last year I'm gonna play this every single year. It's my Christmas tradition now. It's one of my all-time favorite games ever. Even though it has some really annoying backtracking. And the card system and RNG. It just feels really, really good the entire way through. As a matter of fact, I think it's the first game where after I finished it the first time, which took me several hours and like across 2 days, I immediately started my second playthrough with the Infinite Bandana. That's how much I enjoyed it. I think it's in top right. Go pixel hunting for card 9. There it is. They simplified the card deal in Metal Gear Solid. You have just one card that upgrades instead of 9. You can combine 3 of the cards each. If you with a specific room in the first area. Cards 1, 2, and 3 are combined to the red card. 4 through 6 are the blue card, and 7 through 9 are the green card, but you don't need to do that. It just saves some time. And a lot of menuing. But if you memorize what the cards do, you don't need to do it. Also, I needed to use exactly 3 ration B1 in order to destroy those 3 acid puddles. But on normal difficulty, you can only carry 3. On easy, you can carry 6. Also, poison gas. I'm just speedrunning. You don't need the oxygen mask. I also had to do the deal where I had to get the change the alloy key into the correct key. This thing would also be reused in Metal Gear Solid. Cutscene. Yeah, that happens a lot in this. You get a buddy. Dr. Madanar was we're trying to rescue Dr. Marv, the scientist behind an important scientific breakthrough that's supposed to solve the world energy crisis. He died, and Madanar is the one who killed him. He was a maniac. So this is the dumbest boss fight of all time, next to Running Man. You're being strangulated. You need explosives. You need to cause harm to yourself. This is actually what you're supposed to do. Okay. Opens that. There's a bunch of mice in there. And it's guarding an MSX cartridge that contains the secret formula that's gonna save the world. Hello, another No Man, you did just miss the boss fight ever. Okay. So we need to get the deadly poisonous Zanzibar hamsters to come out of hiding. I'm gonna use the cheese inside B3 to do it. One touch and you're through. Your rat food. And then they start marching out. We're gonna exterminate them. With our gun. How are we standing inside a walk-in locker? And how are we climbing inside here? How did he manage to sneak it inside this? Why is it as big as a cupboard? Or, what's it, the cellar. I've seen that vinyl, it's blue. I'm always covet colored vinyls like that. So if you didn't know to use the key, they'll tell you about it. You have to do a whole lot of backtracking, so the speedrun says do it in advance. I'll tell you how to destroy Metal Gear. I don't think we ever see who Ellen is. Sweep the leg, that's the key to destroying Metal Gear. But 2 hours is about the time I expected on this, with a whole bunch of me forgetting what to do. And since I'm playing in easy mode, I have maximum resources. Why card 4 for this? Yeah. I don't know anything about vinyl. I've never played a vinyl record in my life. I actually like this boss fight. Flashing warning. I actually like the the style of screen flash where it flashes only the black pixels but not the whole screen to really sell the damage being taken by something way bigger than you. Really visceral. It would have been just fine if it was only the border and not the whole screen though. The PC Engine East games are a good example of that. Screen flashing can actually be really cool if you do it right. This, I like this. Flashing the burn in hell. No, it's gonna let you play aircraft now. I also like how you have to mash to empty your incinerated gear. Where am I? Chicken fight. Even here, Grey Fox is such a jobber. No trick needed to beat this boss. Say, did you hear that Metal Gear Solid 3 got another remake? I didn't. So now I need to look into that. They're just making new remakes and I don't believe any of them are real. Why are they remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 though? It's fine. Remake Metal Gear Solid 4. That game needed something bad. For many reasons. Okay, so I need no, I need a map to do Big Boss correctly. So I can never remember the correct order. Video game. I'm interested though because Metal Gear Solid 3 was my first Metal Gear game and I really liked it. Yeah, I played Metal Gear Solid 1 multiple times on this channel. Anything fun in here? No? Card 6. There's 3. Oh, it's... I didn't really think that highly of Peace Walker. It's good at first, but its gimmick gets old fast. I also didn't play long enough to get the true ending, so does my opinion matter? What am I missing? This boss fight takes on a different meaning once you consider how Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain ended. What am I missing? Why did I miss this? That's why. 2 cards in here. Watch out for that. So 6 is just worthless. I never noticed that before. I don't know of any other games that have this weapon. LP gas. Dollar store lighter. The big boss is supposed to be the master behind everything, and he's dying like every other enemy in this game. This is still a pretty gnarly way to die. Yeah, I do miss the Sean Connery portrait. And the Michael Biehn portrait for Snake. This is not over. This is pretty messed up. Even now. This is more messed up than any of the guys who burned to death in Elevator Action Returns. You're under arrest. Why only now is Snake worried about this? Also, take away your crop. Mandatory alarm. Also, I'm running double speed, just in case. Only now you have the turbo feature. Get in line. It's easy mode, we don't actually have to worry about any of this. But that's what the speedrunners do. So it's like Smash TV. Easy difficulty is the speedrunner's preferred route. Oh yeah, I missed it. This game takes place on Christmas. Oops. I knew there were pits, I forgot exactly where. They would do that at the very, very end. Yeah. That's why I don't want to play Metal Gear 1. It's worse about the pits. But this game really was... Play this and you realize how much Metal Gear Solid 1 is in it. Like, it's shocking if you only play Metal Gear Solid 1 and not this. That's okay. This is just a yearly playthrough. I don't really have any goals with it. Just... spending 2 hours with one of my favorite games, one of the best ever made, especially for 1990. I just like the way how it how it incorporates real world current events at the time, and not in a way that oversteps its boundaries, if you know what I mean. What do I need the rations for? I'm speedrunning. Next time I run this, I'll have my splits, and I'm gonna wonder, how did I ever mess it up the first time? Looks like she's helping. I don't have to do anything. Also, I said, we're gonna be here till Christmas. You don't hurry up. I don't have to do anything. I've already won. Oh yeah, I have to... I remember now. I do have to actually kill dudes in order to continue. And you have infinite bullets on this. Out of ammo. Arriving shortly at LZ. Told you this is a Christmas game.
New record!
Okay, let's split at the correct moment. Just under 2 hours. Good enough for me. World record's like 48 minutes. On this version and category. The auto split is nice. Although I wish it had the deal with that tracks in-game variables, so I can know what my actual in-game time is at all times. Because they have that for Metal Gear 1 and Subsistence, and the MSX emulator. I gotta wait till I see my in-game time though, because that's what the speedrun board uses. And its credit sequence is very long. So I didn't get too much stuff for Christmas that's relevant to this stream, but I did get this. Got Advance Wars 1 and 2 on the Switch. Come on. I'll see about streaming that when I can. Although I'm probably not going to stream all of it because those games also drag on. I just think it's funny how the real world prevented Advance Wars 1 from being released twice in a row. Not twice in a row, but the first one was on store shelves for 1 day because it came out on September 10th, 2001. And then the 1 and 2 remake was actually finished and ready to ship, and then war were declared for real. So it just sat in Nintendo's warehouses for a year because they didn't want to release it at their current world state. They just can't catch a break. Although since this is the PAL version, these credits run faster too. I don't know how or why it happened, but the PAL version runs 20% slower, but this version runs 20% faster. They overcompensated, and I'm not sure how they managed to do that. Anyway, this version is actually based on a mobile phone port of the MSX2 game. That port got ported to PS2, and then the HD edition, and then the version that's on Steam. And it made some changes to the gameplay to make it more like Metal Gear Solid. All the portraits are redrawn to be Metal Gear Solid people. Smoking does damage to your health when it didn't before. You have to use the D-pad to dial in the codec. You can't use the number pad anymore, which I miss, because I like the sounds it makes, the dial tone it makes for entering frequencies. Nothing at all like that here. Not that big a deal though. I'm just not used to pressing L2 and R2 to open those menus, just because that's how it was done in Metal Gear Solid. So, my yearly Christmas stream is over. I didn't feel like doing anything else today. Oh, there's more after these credits, by the way. I always thought Subsistence was 2005. It was 2 years after 3. That was 2004. The nightmare is over. They just have an MSX. Good thing It's Rain's MSX still works. $1K of VRAM. That's not a lot. Actually, 1K VRAM is a good amount, but 1K of regular RAM? Especially the MSX, I think, was 83? 1K is pretty much nothing. Nightmare is over. He's a free man. He's free from you. And then the in-game cast, which comes after the staff. I thought the tradition was to do the game character curtain call and then the staff. Anyway, this is the guide I used. In case anyone wants to try running this themselves. I'm not really interested in pursuing a world record. I'm only using it to skip parts of the game I don't need to play. What am I gonna do next? I guess I'll continue Tales of Graces. No one else is gonna interrupt me today. I'll just do it after this. Sure, why not? And since we're using in-game time, I took some intentional deaths, and then a ton of unintentional deaths. Baka cabinet? Oh, what was the other Sega music game? The one with the lever. I've already forgotten what it's called. The one with the lever left and right. On Geeky. 1 hour 36. I'm pretty sure it's better than my last one. I tried playing that. I don't get it. I do not understand that game at all, and I gave it more than a fair chance. Only 91 alerts. It's clear data lets you begin with there's also a boss rush. Clear data allows you to begin with the infinite bandana, but it takes up your item slot. Okay, that's. I can't figure. I don't know how to run that game. I want to keep my hand on the lever at all times, but you're prevented actively from doing that. Not a fan.